where do you put his chances?
Germa is running unbelievable. He's run under 8 minutes 3 times this year. The only other person to run under 1 time is El Bakale. Silver medalist, he's going to do well here.
So Morocco's El Bakale and the 2 Kenyans from the opening heat, Kibawat and Bet, are already automatically through to Monday's final. First 3 from each heat and then the next 6 fastest times. Here's heat 2. Men's 3000 steeplechase.
They were a little jumpy on that line. I think it's just nerves. Like I said, the prelim as a distance athlete is stressful. We're not used to running prelims, and at a championship you have to. And you just want to execute as smoothly as possible, as easily as possible, but you still have to take it serious because you want to move on. And we see American Hillary Bohr move into 2nd position there.
Hillary recently grabbed his 3rd consecutive national title here just 3 weeks ago at Hayward Field. And Hillary is immediately into the top 3 and now kind of eases back a little bit after just finding himself some clear track space at the beginning of this 2nd heat. There he is right there.
Hillary's run really well and consistently the last few years. He didn't have the meet he wanted in Tokyo, but he's looked good this year. A very dominant performance at the U.S. Championships. And his teammate, who we just saw, Bernard Keeter, they trained together. And now we see Hillary, he looks like he's actually pushing the pace a little bit. Not everyone's going with him, and maybe he just wants to string this out and make sure that he's going to get a time qualifier, if nothing else. And I don't know if you just noticed, Lee, but the way Kipruto jumps over the barriers, he has very distinct style over those barriers. We won't see it here over the water jump. I think he'll try to push off the water jump, but you'll see later on, he kind of tucks his feet up under him, and it's a very unique jumping style.
Kipruto, if we take our minds back to Doha 2019, he was coming off an injury there. We mentioned earlier that he does have good history of coming back from some adversity, because you highlighted earlier, Cara, that he has not raced a lot in recent times. So could we see that, or has time passed him by? He's still only 27.
I don't think it's too late to see something good out of him. He actually has run 8:08 this year, which is a very good time. And so we'll just have to see. When he's on, he is sharp and he's one heck of a kicker. And so if he can pull that kicking skills back, if he can reclaim that, what a final we could see between him and El Bakale down that home stretch.
So Hillary Bohr of Team USA eases his way to the front in this 2nd heat of the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase.
And boy, he almost looks bored, didn't he, right there? Hillary Bohr, like, oh, here I am, just dragging everyone through. It's an interesting place as a distant athlete to have to do these rounds. You don't want to get too hyped up, but also you have to get hyped up enough to make sure you move on. So he's kind of mindset right now. His mindset is like probably just tempoing this, a good hard effort, nothing crazy, get the job done.
He's going to break away from this for a moment to show you highlights of the both men's and women's race walk, which happened a little earlier today, and Peru won its first ever World Championship medal. And this is Kimberly Garcia Leon to win the women's 20K race walk. What a huge moment. And it was a warm day earlier too, so tough conditions. And in the men's 20K race walk, it was success for Japan. Yamanishi successfully defended his world title in 1 hour 19:07 to raise his national flag and get a world championship gold medal. In fact, it was a Japan 1-2 with Akeda following him home. As we get back to it here in the 2nd heat of the men's 3,000 steeplechase, Team USA's 2nd competitor out on track, 2 of 3. Is Hillary Bohr, who sits nicely in 2nd.
And like the first heat, we see Germa, probably the favorite in this heat. I mean, he's run under 8 minutes 3 times this year. He had never even done it before this year. The Olympic silver medalist from Tokyo. Like we saw in the first heat with El Bakale sitting back, we see him sitting back. He, again, has a different confidence. He's been running very well this year. He's been winning Diamond League races. He ran, like I said, under 8 minutes, 3 races in a row. And there's a certain confidence that comes with that, where you say, I'm not going to do any extra work than I don't have to. I'm going to let these people lead, pull me through, and when it's time for me to move, I will move.
Belhard of France, who won the 22 French championship, has been at the front there with Hillary Bohr, as we're going to take you to women's shot put.
And the white flag is up, and that's a clutch performance as she was on the outside of the top 12 and looking to move up there now. That will come at the expense of teammate Adelaide Aquila, who was 12th in the standings before that put. But the reigning Diamond League champion now moves into the top 12 on her final throw. Lee?
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for that update. Look forward to checking in a little bit later as well, as things are getting tighter now. Only 3 laps to go in the men's second heat of the 3,000 steeplechase. And now, Lamecha Gurma of Ethiopia moves to the front ahead of Team USA's Hillary Bohr. Mura of Japan is in the mix. And then you have Kenya's gold medalist from Rio in 2016 and the two-time and defending world champion, Venceslas Kipruto. On the inside, will he have the endurance to put himself in the top 3 here?
Well, you know, they were about 3 seconds behind the first heat, and I think Gurma saw that and said, you know, I really need to drag this out. I'm confident I can keep this pace for a while. So he's gone to the front. It's the first time we really saw him in any sort of position during this race, but he's gone to the front now, and you can see the bunching has stopped. They are spread out now, which says that the pace has picked up. Now, will he hold this all the way to the finish? I'm not sure, but we see now they're really starting to stretch out and push that pace a little bit.
He's looking around a lot. He's just trying to find his space and see where the thread is coming, with the final 800 metres about to unfold in front of us. Of the 3 Kenyans in the field, Kipruto has been the slowest. Didn't really do anything for the last 2 years, which is tough. So Ben and Kibawat have been significantly quicker than him in recent times, but maybe, just maybe, he's going to bring out the best here in these World Championships.
I mean, he's one of the greatest steeplechasers to ever live, right? So he definitely has a skill set. It's just, where is his fitness? They are definitely picking it up now. They're closing in on that time for that first heat. And the thing about Kipruto is, if he can keep himself up there, he has a fantastic finish. He has a really good kick. So he needs to remain in contact, needs to hang on to any moves that are being made here in this final lap and a half, so that he can use that speed as he comes down the home stretch.
And there's Edward Trippas, the Australian who competed for Princeton. He's a little off this group. They're in green and gold, so running in about 6th position at the moment as they run towards the bell lap.
And this will be fun. It'll be interesting to see, do we see a good sprint? Do we see one lap of all out to protect their positions, or will we just see them sort of coast through? Everyone's in single file, so if anyone wants to move up a position here, they're going to have to change their pace a little bit to speed up and get around someone.
What an effort from Team USA's Hillary Bohr. Sits second at the moment, the 32-year-old. Now he starts to get up there with Gurma. France's Belhaj on the outside in white and blue. He's trying to consolidate his position to Monday's final by being in the top 3 and going straight through. And the big question mark hangs over Kenya's Kipruto. The top 4 have broken away. And so one's going to miss out on automatic qualification and will have to rely on time. Kipruto is at the back of this pack. Belhaj, here comes Hillary Bohr. Hillary's fighting hard for Team USA on home soil to consolidate, and Kipruto comes home. Look at this, one of the best to ever do this event says, I'm going straight through to the final.
Lee, that was awesome. I think